All right, what's going on, y'all? So we're just getting situated. Give me a quick second. Let me go ahead and turn this one on. All right. So, all right. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I know it's like 9:47 this evening, and let's see. I'm also at the same time I'm setting up the audio, so this can be available on all podcast platforms. All right, so let's get rolling. All right. All right, welcome to a new episode for Leading While Learning. All right. This is what we will call effective self-leadership tips. But if you're going to see it on any other platform, then that platform will probably say ESL tips and it'll have the topic. So today we are talking about narrowing down your one thing. And the reason why I even came up with this topic is because I myself personally had to experience narrowing down to my one thing. Okay? So to keep this as authentic as possible, and just so you know too, I forgot as well that I have the book, The One Thing. So, you know, you can always go get it yourself, download it, or go pick one up or order one and read it so that you can, you know, it might help you get some insight on narrowing down your one thing. But hopefully this video will do it for you as well. So my name is Allison Jones, and I am your host for the Leading While Learning podcast. So let's go ahead and get right into this. All right, so dealing with today, right? First, I'm going to give you some keywords. So if you got a pen, you got some paper, make sure you get you some water or whatnot, because I want to make sure that we are so clear on what we discussed today. And you can catch me on any other platforms, social media wise, so that way we can have a dialogue and really continue to go further with this as well. So mainly dealing with the one thing, I found myself like kind of battling. Well, not really battling. I just had to really choose and decide, like, what did I really want to lead with when it came down to like how to start off within my purpose for my career and my legacy. And you know how you have something that you already know that you should be doing, and you've been doing it. You have been doing it. But for some reason, you know, it just gets to a point where you really have to narrow down that one thing. Like, it can't be you doing this, that, and the other for like 100 other people. Like, you literally have to bring all your energy back in for yourself and narrow down that one thing. So the first thing I want to start off with are some key words for today. And dealing with effective self-leadership, which we do and will have a program coming out very soon. But today deals with the fifth intention of effective self-leadership. And that intention is empowerment. All right. So some keywords, I got 6 keywords for today. And then with these keywords, I want you to either review your day or, you know, just do your daily review Or maybe your day is just getting started because you work at night or something. Or you're just up. Or you're just watching this video and you just happen to come across it. But at any point in time, this video is timeless. So you can, it doesn't matter what day it is. It's about your one thing. And these keywords are definitely going to resonate with you, okay? So the first word is empower. Second word is command. The third word is radiance. The next word is navigation, evolve, and synchronicity. Okay? All right, so the reason why I came up with the topic for the one thing again was because I found myself really having to be transparent with myself. Like, hey, you need to make a choice, you know, and even asking myself, asking God, asking my higher self, you know, however you believe. But for me, I'm asking my spirit, I'm asking myself, I'm consulting with the person that's in the hearts, in my heart space and in my higher mind, like, hey, you know, how do I really need to present myself? And so, of course, you know, I could come out here and just give it all I got and just put everything on the line, put everything on the table. But there's something else going on with the energy right now that is giving us time to really organize and prioritize ourselves to narrow down or up what it is and how it is we really want to project our legacy and project our career or our choices or, you know, our ideas, our business, our products, our services, whatever it is. Like, it's giving us the opportunity to really organize ourselves. So the first question is, like, you know, what if you had 52 days to organize yourself, to really, really, really get organized, right? And so this is something, you can follow me on Twitter too. My Twitter, let me give you my Twitter. Because most of the time, sometimes I'll come up with topics while I'm tweeting, and next thing you know, that's where to turn into the topic. So let's see. So yeah, I was basically saying, like, what can you do with 52 days of that are dedicated to organizing your life, prioritizing, and really narrowing down your focus. Okay. The other part of that is we will have many opportunities to vine out of that one thing that you choose to focus on. Okay. Like, that one thing is going to expand and it's going to present opportunities for you to grow in that field and wherever it takes you. All right. It's going to be just like a vine. You'll find yourself just growing out. And so we have to make up our mind and make a firm choice in what it is that we you know, how we are truly being, what we are truly being shown and how we should move forward with what we're being shown. So, like I said, it's about coming to terms with the fact that only one thing can be the crown jewel of your legacy, right? And then from there, everything else will expand exponentially. So you have to keep it 100 with yourself about what you will focus on for the long-term growth. So, you know, dealing with effective self-leadership, at all times, you are in this flow state. There are different levels. There are different intentions in those waves of how you're building yourself up. And I'll be able to expand more of that in our program that we'll have coming up. But for right now, you know, how can you empower yourself to really like command and radiate what it is that you want to target and be aware of in the world? You know, what do you want to present to the world? What do you really want to start with? A lot of us have a hard time choosing the starting point, you know, because there's so many things. that we've been holding on to for so long that we're overflowing. Like, and we should be very grateful that we are overflowing with ideas, with services to bring to the world. But now it's time for us to take that higher perspective and really look at the landscape. You know, imagine you're flying, right? You know, if you've been on a flight, then you know that you can be at certain levels of that flight. You know, you get to a certain level and it's like, oh, okay, I see the city. I see the city, you know, oh, I see the road. Hey, there go my house. You know, like you seeing things like, okay, like, oh, I know that development right there. Oh, you know, look at the stadium. You know, look, you know, and then you go higher, right? You know, you're a little bit higher now. So now you're seeing the valleys and, you know, the land for what it really is. And you're seeing it in this microscopic view where everything looks like a tiki-taki. Shout out the weeds. But everything looks like a tiki-taki. Like, it's like everything is just like kind of placed in squares and circles, and it's just nothing but geometry. So you're seeing things from another perspective. And so with that, there's another level. And that next level is when you go beyond the clouds. All right. At that point, all you're seeing is clouds, you know, and you're looking around and you're like, this is nice. Like, you really be wanting to put your hand out and touch a cloud. All right. So what I'm saying is that we have to go to a higher perspective, and there's always a different level for those perspectives for us to narrow down and target and be aware of what it is that we truly want to do. And we have the time to narrow it down. And so today, like, I'm asking you this question because we are in this type of energy right now. We are in this type of movement, just energetically, where we have the time to organize ourselves, to prioritize our ideas, our gifts, our abilities, and really say, hey, how do I really want to present myself? You know, what's that one thing that I know, that I truly know is, it comes natural to me. Like, forget all the noise, forget what the wave is, forget what everybody is doing. Okay, what's that one thing that you know for sure in your heart, in your mind, automatically, that you can do like this, like at a drop of a hat, like it's your thing. And even if you don't know what it is, you have time to find out and narrow it down or narrow it up. All right. So that's what this is really about. And so dealing with those, we're going back to those 6 words that I gave you. You know, how can you empower yourself to find out what that one thing is? And then once you find out, you know, what will you do to command your energy to be able to exude what that one thing is and embrace it and embody it? All right. And then from there, how will you radiate it to the world, to your audience, to the people who you will attract? Okay, because that's what radiance is about. That's what commanding is about. It brings about attraction. When you empower yourself, you embody a certain type of energy where eventually you will attract the people who will see you and say, hey, that's something I'm interested in, or that's a person who is actually being how I truly want to be in life. You know, and it takes a lot for a person to recognize that in a person and then be honest with themselves and say, you know what, I can use them as an inspiration, or I can use this person as motivation. And then it also takes a lot for you to, I guess a word that I make up is be humilified and recognize that you will inspire people. And it may seem like they bite in your style, or it may seem like they are taking on some, like they kind of trying to be like you or something like that. Or you're empowering them to be so much of themselves that they may be it may look like it's kind of copycat energy, but really, like sometimes people do things until they find themselves, until they really can embody who they truly are. So they're still on the path. All right. I told you it's different levels. So you can be on the ground level. You're getting on the plane, right? You're getting on the plane. Then you're on the plane. So you up a little more, right? Then you're taking off. All right. You're on the runway. That's a whole nother perspective too. Then you're going up. So it's all these different perspectives and ways of looking at things. And that's why, in order for us to evolve and be in synchronicity with what it is that we want to do, that we really need to do, that our mission is here on this earth, that's why it is imperative for us to narrow down our one thing. All right. So it's something that you should be really excited about. It's not something that you should take for granted, that we should take for granted, because I'm sharing this. Most of the experiences, most of the videos that I share is coming directly from my experience. It's coming directly from me having doing my own work, doing my own shadow work, doing my own healing, and realizing and recognizing the things that I'm receiving in order for me to upgrade myself, for me to release some things that no longer serve me so that I can free myself up. Sometimes you got to shake a lot of stuff off that you didn't even know you were holding on to. All right. And you'll be shown exactly what it is, but it's going to be up to you to make the move to continue going forward. And it is tough. It gets tough, especially if you didn't take heed maybe 10 years ago. And now everything is just like, and you're waking up again, you're having another awakening, and you're like, oh my goodness, see, you know what I mean? Just like that, another awakening. Next thing you know, you're knocking down stuff. So it's like, you're having another awakening, and it's like, yo, what do I really need to do to upgrade myself, to make things happen, to really be my true self and really go out here in the world and do what it is that my mission is asking of me. All right. So let's, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, but you got our 6 words: empower, command, radiance, navigation, evolve, synchronicity. So as you're reviewing your day, and I always recommend that everybody does a daily review. So that way you can look back on your day and say, and really see like what happened in your day. Like what were some key things that happened in your day, and do it backwards. I forgot what I was listening to or what I heard, but it was recommended to write out your day, do your daily review from end to beginning. And what that does as well is it helps you stretch your mind. It helps your mind retain. It helps your mind retain more. It helps strengthen your mind because you have to remember. All right. And doing this every day as a practice helps build up that memory, helps build up your cognition, helps build up those functions that your brain may not be using too much of, because how many people really out here reviewing their day backwards? Okay. So you start doing that. That alone will put you in a higher perspective. It will help your mind operate in a certain way where it's like automatically your mind is like, okay, it's certain things that I need to be able to, I'm going to recall, because at the end of this day, we're going to review And I want to make sure that everything's on point. So narrowing down your one thing, the strength of all this is being able to listen to the guidance that you're receiving, that communication that you only get from within yourself, and really taking heed to that in order to evolve and accomplish what it is that you need to do in your life. You know, whether it's healing, whether it's, you know, just doing something, whatever your idea is, whatever your service is, whatever your product is, whatever your business is, whatever you want to do just for yourself, you know, whatever that one thing is, start with that. You know, whether it's your health, it doesn't matter. Whatever your one thing is, just do it. Just start with it. Once you receive it, once you know, once you've been given that one thing to do, it will expand exponentially. It will become a vine and it will continue to grow. All right. And remember that we are being guided by our instincts. You know, we're being guided by our the spirit, the soul. All right. The seat, you know, the person that's in this seat, the heart center, you know, like instinctually, you need to know what it is that you want to do. And the reason why is because instincts deal with survival. And I don't care how comfortable we get in life. You know, there will be a certain point where you'll reach a point where you're like, you know what? I could chill all day. I could chill all day. I don't have to do this hard work no more, you know? Or I don't have to put in all of this work. And really, that's what you're setting yourself up for. Or whatnot. It's the same way how when people work a job for 30-something years and then they retire, it's like, woo! I did it. I did it, y'all. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. You know, I did it. But you know, you work that amount of time, whether it's a job, whether it's a business, whatever the case may be, and then you finally can say, you know, you can wake up and really not have to think about half of the things that you would normally be thinking about during the day working in that position, or just being around different people and all these different things that keep you busy and just occupied. Like you really have time for yourself to narrow down and focus on that one thing, which in that phase is probably just you. Really, it's just you just wanting to just kick back and just really be in yourself. And now you really have more time to embrace and embody and radiate and really, really, really feel that heart center, man. Really, really feel that heart center and say, yo, like you feel liberated, you feel free, you know, until you get to a point where something comes up in you and you decide to do something else. And it may not be that same type of work, but you're going to do something. All right. So the main thing, the next thing, the last thing is that it can be a challenge. All right. And the challenge is going to be accomplishment, healing, and really like having your hand on whatever it is that you need to do. You know, that can be a task. It can really be a task. It can really be a journey. It can really be hurting. You can go through all the motions. Ask anybody on the entrepreneurial journey. Ask anyone that's worked a job for 30-something years. Ask yourself every day you wake up and you're doing something that you dislike, but yet you know there's another way. All right. and then you become grateful for the fact that you can even do it, which is a higher perspective, and it helps you move on to what it is that you need to target and be aware of so that you can accomplish your mission. All right. So with that being said, it's nothing left from there except for to just flower, and bloom. All right. And the analogy that I love so much, the journey of growth, you can either compare it to a butterfly or you can compare it to a plant. As a butterfly, you are in this, well, a caterpillar, actually. As a caterpillar, you're going along your journey, just inching along. And even I'm going to do some more research on the caterpillar to see what the heck they be doing before they get into this cocoon state. But they just inching along, la, la, la. And next thing you know, here comes the awakening. Here comes the time where I guess they're preparing themselves the entire time for this moment, for this exact moment. Are they preparing themselves for this time? Because imagine when you're not prepared for the time that you're being called to do something. Like your life can be shaken up in so many ways because you disregarded the call, because you disregarded the mission because of the things that you thought were more important. All right. Whether it was relationships, whether it was the world and what's going on in the world, and just all type of random things. All right. That can just knock you off and get you disarrayed and just out of your mission. So you're being a caterpillar, and then all of a sudden you're in this cocoon. And it's like, yo, actually, you're not even moving around. Eventually, you can't move. You have to sit still. You have to sit still. You have to go within. You have to deal with the darkness. How many people have had to do that? Are you going through that right now? Where you have to sit still, where you have to go through the darkness, where you have to embrace and embody the change. Because you feel it in your body, you feel it in your soul, you feel it all throughout everything that you're doing. You can't move. It's like it's to the point where it's messing up your money, yo. Because there's certain things like you're told to sit still, be still, be still. It's something you need to focus on. It's a healing going on. We're giving you some upgrades. It's this, is that. Like you're receiving so much that you're not even aware of. And sometimes we keep going. And then we wonder why we're tired or why we get sick or why is this or why is that going on with our bodies and our minds and why we're so exhausted. It's because you're going against the energy. Like you're going against the purpose, right? Like it's moving you this way and you're like, no, I gotta keep going. And it's like, nah, we're gonna move you this way no matter what, So, and then you also have the plant. And then after this, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. But then you also have the plant. And with the plant, you're deeply rooted, right? And so you have to make sure that your roots are solid for growth. So you're in darkness. You're in darkness. For how long? You're in darkness. You're getting rained on. You're getting a little sunshine, but you really can't see it because this plant is still underground, right? This plant is still underground and the roots are still spreading throughout. So ain't no sunshine. It's no sunshine right now. You have to plant your roots and then grow up in order for you to get the sunshine that you truly need. Okay? So to be reflective in the world. So, those are two of my favorite analogies. I'm sure there are probably more, but those really hit hard or whatnot so that people can understand that you're not the only living thing on this planet that is going through something. All right. The same process that you see in nature is the same process that we have as well. So choose your one thing, listen out for your one thing, use the next, let's see, I gotta update my calendar up there, but let's see, today is 2/8/21. Use the next 50 days to organize, prioritize, and really just map out exactly how you want to present yourself to the world. And if you're being told to go ahead and make some moves, then little by little, just make the moves. Just be consistent. Just show up for 6 months consistently. All right. Just show up. No matter what it takes, just show up and just continue to set up. Do the small details because you will feel accomplished. Don't go to sleep. Don't continue to go to sleep and then waking up, because guess what? That's going to mess with your health. It's going to cause you to be stressed out because you're going to work and you're still trying to think about the things that you need to do on your personal time, and things are kind of building up within you, and you're like, oh man, then when you get home, you're going through the same cycle. So you might as well go ahead and make something happen. So if you need to put that video out, do it. If you need to set up the distribution platforms for your podcast, do it. If you need help doing it, look at a video or ask somebody. Like whatever it is, if you need to write an ebook, if you need to write a book, if you need to, revamp your products or your services, or your whole, your website, or if you need to rearrange some things in your home, if it's time for you to move, whatever it is. If you're a messenger and you need to get a word out or whatever it is, choose that one thing and make it happen. And I promise you, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to lift some weight. You're going to release some baggage. All right? It's a lot of us walking around with too many bags. All right? And it's time to release. It's time to release. All right? All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and wrap that up. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. You can catch me on Instagram. Follow me on there. I am A Jones _I just. You can also follow me on Twitter. I am A Jones I just or adjust. My name may also be under Scott LJ. No @ And of course, YouTube, Allison Jones Presents. And yeah, we got a lot in store for you, and a lot that is going to be overflowing into your world because that's how it works. So choose your one thing, and I will talk to you guys later. All right. Peace. All right.